Up with your mics are, we keep breaking these cables.
Right.
And we went through like eight mics now.
And
My bad.
you need to,
You
I'm
live?
almost
you
done.
see the
Yeah, I'm
camera, that's
recording.
your
I'm not
camera.
live. I ain't recording.
Oh,
When you
okay.
talk, that's your camera. You want to talk in you, that's your
We'll get the
camera.
new one.
Oh, that's my
So
camera.
when
We
you
have the best
talking-
audio.
It's
No, I'm
okay
not
to,
in.
Oh, you not on?
No.
Plug that.
Yeah, how you
How you
doing?
doing?
All right.
Good. And it's okay to, look at me, but remember, that's your camera. So when you talking, you want to look, that's your camera. So when you talking, you want to make sure that you look into that
Yeah,
camera
in there.
and give your points.
You should pick up if you don't talk light. Talk strong compared to what's.
Now, we're getting closer to the election.
It's 9:51.
We're getting,
Are you recording right now?
okay, well, this is what I'm gonna have us to do. Because, we sometimes on the tables and stuff, we all have a lot of stuff, like 2 minutes before the show, we can go over there and cut them on. Don't cut them on before, cause you have all that extra rhetoric and you don't need all that. So, you know what I'm saying? We just, you know what I'm saying? Make sure that we all set it in position, and then 2 minutes before, just go over there, push the button.
Who's sitting here so I get everybody's name right?
Judge Marlboro.
So he's not here yet.
So remember, everybody phones on.
Is it on the side of me?
Now, what I was saying is, we're getting closer, to the, to y'all's election
We're
day.
sharing this mic, three of us.
Oh, this one? Okay.
Roscoe, does Woodson need a mic on?
Oh, I got one.
Oh, you got one, I'm sorry, okay. Then we're good.
Yeah, I ain't wanna put it on until I go over there.
Well, that's good thinking, that's
Yeah,
right,
you ain't
right,
kidding,
right,
yeah.
right, thank you. So, y'all gotta bring it.
You look nervous, Miss Marsh.
Nervous?
No,
No.
she's out there working, she look tired. That's a tired look.
Oh, that's what they.
No. Tired? Yeah.
And, like I try to explain to everybody, whatever happens through the election, we still have to work together. This is over, in spite of
We got time while we get the order here real quick.
what you need.
I want you to help me get the order.
Okay.
Just help me get the order.
Okay, so I just want y'all to, remember that, we still gonna work together. So today, y'all giving it to the audience, you letting them know what you wanna do, what you about. And, cause we got 3 more broadcasters to go? And then I told Tim we're gonna try to have y'all be able to come back in, like more, so that we can really, push it.
Yeah,
Cause you need as much advertisement as possible.
so she's saying we gotta really push,
You
whatever
got
y'all
2
platform
more.
is.
Just 2 more weeks before the election.
Yes.
2 weeks.
25th is Saturday.
That sounds good.
I see, can I get your attention? Looking nice this morning.
Well, thank you.
For
I
a change.
appreciate it. Get out of here. Get out of
For a
here.
change. Chief, they don't thank you me. That's the tie I had on when I was
Hey,
in.
man, that's, hey.
That's the tie I had on. Judge,
Yes, sir. How the family?
huh?
How the wife?
Judge.
What about?
2 enemies in the same room.
We're not
Not
enemies.
enemies.
We're not
See,
enemies.
that's where we got something.
Yeah, that's not it. We just happen to be running for the same seat.
Let me tell you this. I've been in this business long before you guys started.
Uh-huh.
And most of you, I don't know about you, you were a little boy. You wasn't born. You wasn't born. When I got started, I worked with some of the toughest guys in Cleveland. We were friends. We was on the opposite side of the fence. And I mean, these guys had power.
All right. Good. Then
But
won't do that.
I didn't
won't
back
say
down.
goodbye, 'cause I
I
can
stood
hang
my
up.
ground. I said, hey, today we're enemies.
Okay.
Tomorrow we'll be friends.
That's funny.
That's not my angle.
Huh?
I'm not gonna call him my enemy.
I'm just talking politics.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not talking.
We know what you talk.
Hey, I always tell people, one thing, the ultimate goal is, I learned this.
Can you shift your chair that way just
Yes.
a little bit?
Okay, now looking into the camera, is everybody's, y'all got all your stuff, Tabitha, put your cord under your, under your jacket. When you get back, kind of hide your cord a little
You
bit.
know, You gonna be standing there for a second?
Yes.
gonna have-
Alright.
you
Man, you
gonna
see
have
that little
2 minutes.
blue, thing on that phone right there?
The
On
phone.
the
right?
phone?
Yeah, blue.
Yeah, when are we going?
We want you to push it in a few minutes.
Oh yeah, to record.
Yep.
Yeah, nah.
That blue line.
Cause see, we're gonna be, live WFLT. We're gonna be doing, YouTube, channel 17, and Facebook. So we're shooting out 4 different angles within this hour. So, we're going to, like I said, we're putting it out there. And as you guys record, keep sharing it. Don't just share your stuff one time. The key is to continue to share it. Cause I'm like working with, the presidential campaign. And they ship me stuff all day long. They are powerful. When I worked with Obama then, and when I worked with Bush, man, they showed us some stuff.
You gotta kind
And they
of,
worked this email. They worked it. So,
you got a plan.
you wanna like,
We'll
share.
make it work.
like,
Okay.
share. Like, share. Continue, share your stuff all day long. Don't stop. Continue. Like, share. Like, share. Trust me, it's getting out there.
Oh, yeah.
So don't stop. When I see y'all send me one thing, cause I'm sharing it. Every time you send me something, I'm gonna continue to like it and share it. Like it and share it. Like it and share it. But if you only send me one thing,
Should be good. So your mic's in,
Right.
you're using that, you're coming off that
we
one.
want to get some
Unless
people.
since my,
Okay.
Marable isn't here, Judge Marable isn't
If
here.
he's not
Want me to
here,
use that one?
look, if he's not here,
I can just use that one and he can use this one. Oh, okay.
I said he was coming.
we'll get you a mic. Maribel's out of luck.
Well, you know what, Judge ain't here, so.
So we
There he is now.
Oh,
See, saw that coming.
Yeah, he is now.
No, he's the one that killed our last mic.
I know, Miracle. Everybody here late.
Huh?
I know, Miracle. Everybody here.
He's always late.
Yeah,
I wish I had called you. I wouldn't have.
I would've told you.
That's not a good sign.
Well, I tell you what, next time you just,
Is that how you like that, I guess?
keep us posted and we'll put him on.
Okay.
We're getting ready to do it.
Roscoe.
I'm good, how are you, Miss Dolores?
Hey,
Joe.
Joe, Mr. Master, can you push
Perfect,
that,
hit that, your
line?
mic's up.
Okay, 2 minutes.
Right
It's
here.
a blue, no, just push that blue, yeah.
Okay, everybody.
Okay.
Put your mic on, Judge.
You got your phone off today, Judge?
The phone's in the car.
All right.
It's
Okay.
recording.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
It
we
should
got
say live.
1 minute to air.
It does
Roscoe,
say live,
You see that blue
L-I-V-E.
line at the bottom? That blue line? Push that for me.
You only basically got yourself.
Yeah, it's not enough room for me to push it back to go wide.
Oh,
So,
okay.
yeah,
You
here.
got his legs. You don't have her at all.
Lord, Father, in the name of Jesus, we thank you, Lord, for this morning. In the name of Jesus, we just pray, Lord, for your blessings. Speak through your servants, dear Lord. Don't let their tongues get caught up. Let the word flow out of them like rivers of living water. In the name of Jesus, bless us today, dear Lord, as we do your will, not ours. Let the people see what you want them to see and not what we want them to see. Let them see Christ in us as we bring forth your word, as we bring forth the politics. For your glory, Lord God, we do what we do. We do it for you, Lord, and you get the glory from all of this. And let us remember, Lord, that when we do get into office, that we will remember to carry out what we say that we're gonna do for the people in your Son Jesus' name. Amen. 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 Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Hallelujah. Glory, glory, glory. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Jesus. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah. Thank you, Lord, for your glory, Lord. Your glory, Lord. Hallelujah. Have your way today. Have your way, Lord. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah.
Yeah.
Hallelujah. Thank you, Lord. Hallelujah. We all set, Alice? Good morning. How are you, Alice? Good morning. Are we okay, Alice? Waiting on you.
Can you hear me?
I can now.
Okay, go ahead and take it. I've already done a live open for you.
All right. Thank you, Alice. How are you?
Okay.
Good, good. You know I gotta hear your beautiful voice before we get started.
All right, well, God bless you, Pastor. You're on there.
God bless you and thank you, Alice. Hello and welcome to the Well broadcast. As usual, we are excited out here. We're in Grand Blanc out here at Tim Johnson Studio, live with the candidates from Flint, Michigan. They're all here today and they are excited to tell you why you should vote for them and put them into office. I tell you, we need to know who we are putting into office. We always tell you that it's important to vet the candidates, and that's what we're doing. With vetting the candidates, we want you to hear from them personally what they plan to do when they get into office. And I told you before that you can call in with your questions so that we can ask them. And I know a lot of you message me, but you got to call in and say what it is that you want to know. So again, we are here today live, and we're going to be talking to all the candidates, and we're going to hear their vision and their purpose for why we should put them into public office. They're going to, each individual is going to introduce themselves, because I believe that they can better do that than I can, because they know who they are. So we're going to start with ladies first. We have a nice young lady here today, Miss Tabitha. Go right ahead.
Well, good morning, everyone. I'm attorney Tabitha Marsh. I'm a candidate for the 67-5 District Court representing the city of Flint. I've been an attorney in Flint for just over 15 years, representing people in a number of different practice areas, from criminal law, family law, landlord, tenant, civil, a little bit of appellate work, probate work, just a number of different things. I've clerked for 2 different circuit court judges, Judge John Godola and Judge Michael Feely. I have been a representative of this community for essentially the last 15 years, representing nearly 800 cases through my law office for the residents for the city of Flint. So I'm asking for your vote on August 4th. If my name sounds familiar to you, it's because I ran for circuit court judge back in 2018, where 53,381 of you decided that you wanted Tabitha Marsh to be your judge. So I look for your vote on August 4th. Thank you.
Thank you, Tabitha. Should I say oldest to the youngest? Gentlemen.
I guess I'm last. Yeah.
Okay, we'll start with right here to my right.
Oh, thank you. Good morning. My name is Attorney Torshell W. Feaster. Some of you may not know my name, but I'm sure you've heard the last name before. I'm sure you probably heard of my uncle Herman Feaster, who was a community school director here in Flint, or my cousin Rodney Feaster, who was a longtime dentist here in the city of Flint. This is my first time throwing my hat in the political realm. I am running to become Flint's next 67th District Court judge. The Honorable Judge Nate Perry is retiring due to age. I'm asking for your vote so that I can fill that seat and shift the culture in our judicial system. We have a lot of work that needs to be done. I am prepared and ready to do that work. I've been practicing here in the city of Flint for the past 14 years. I came back home to make a difference. That's what I've been doing through my community works. I currently serve as the City of Flint's Blight Court Judge, so I do have some experience in that area. And so I'm asking you to consider me as we continue to try to move Flint forward and make a huge difference in our community.
Thank you. And let's go to my brother from right.
Hi, my name is Arthur Woodson. I'm a community activist. I've been working in the community for over 6 years now, especially dealing with the water crisis. I'm a veteran advocate. I have been fighting for the veterans' disability and benefits. I am here trying to get your vote or have you to vote for me for 34th District State Rep. We need representation down in Lansing, someone that will speak out and say something, someone who will fight for you. It's time that we start asking for them to do for us and demand that they do for us. We was poisoned by the state of Michigan. We should not have, I don't have anything against attorneys or lawyers, but we pay tax dollars for representation from elected officials who supposedly went down to Lansing and fought for us. We shouldn't have to have attorneys going down fighting for us to be made whole here in the city of Flint. We should have had someone down there saying something from the beginning till now. So if you vote for me, you will have someone that will go down that know the terrain, the landscape, know everything that's going on right now, and will be able to go down there on the first day and tell the governor and all her department heads that it wasn't no one-time payment for them to make us whole here in the city of Flint. You know, you look at GISD, what just happened last week, where they have sitting on millions of dollars and will not give funding to our kids. They had the audacity to even say on Facebook, on Zoom, whatever it was that they were on, that what they were doing was unfair, but it's legal. When they feel like that, that's when you need an elected official who will say something like we did to even get them to the table to expose the county for doing something like that. You still have people in position that poison us, that's still in place right now today, that is making the calls. So that's why you don't hear anything about the water crisis now. So vote for me and you will have someone that will speak for you. My voice is your voice and your voice is mine. And I represent everybody in the city of Flint, not just a Democrat or a Republican, not black or white, but everybody in the city of Flint. So vote for Arthur Woodson for 34th District State Rep.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Judge.
I am District Judge Herman Marable. I've been Flint District Judge here for 20 years, and it has been my immense honor and pleasure to serve the citizens of my hometown, Flint, Michigan, where we are the most loved, the most hated, the most feared, the most historic city in Genesee County. And one of the reasons that I'm running for Circuit Court Judge is that we need experience on the Circuit Court, and I've had 20 years experience as a judge, but we also need to have representation from Flint. There are no circuit judges from the city of Flint on the Genesee County 7th Circuit Court, and it may very well be the first time in the history of the county, certainly in living history, that there haven't been any judges from Flint. And I guess I want to say one thing, Mr. Woodson, just to kind of piggyback on what you said. We have three distinct branches of the government. We have the legislative branch, we have the executive branch, and we have the judicial branch. And we have to have representation, not just in the legislative branch, which you're running for, but we have to have representation in the judicial branch and in the executive branch. I mean, it is judges. You know, you think about where a lot of the Flint water cases were filed. They were filed in Genesee County Circuit Court
That's right.
without a judge from Flint there to hear them at this point. So we have to have representation on all levels of the government, and I think you would agree with that. So that being said, I would appreciate your vote on August the 4th, because I think it's critical that we have experienced judges on the circuit court. And as a matter of fact, with me being a judge for 20 years, I have more experience than all but 2 of the current circuit judges. I've been a judge longer than all but 2 of them. There's a generational change going on at circuit court, a lot of new judges, inexperienced judges coming in. And I think it's important that we have a balance, people who have some experience. So I'll leave it at that.
Thank you.
Good morning, Genesee County and the residents of Flint, my beautiful city. My name is Tim Johnson. I'm running for Genesee County Sheriff. I've been a police officer in this community for over 40 years. And I tell you, I've seen a lot of things come and go in the city of Flint and in this county. And right now, what's happening in this county, you need someone in there with proven law enforcement leadership. Not just someone who's in there talking the talk, but someone who's been there through it all and have shown you positive leadership skills. I'm running for Genesee County Sheriff, and that's all I got to say right now.
Well, thank you. We certainly know you're not short for
And
words.
I'm tired.
Okay.
Long days and short nights, no sleep.
I hear you.
Well, that's good. I'm glad to see that all of you are busy. You're about your business. But I just want to bring it to you today because, like I say, I don't do anything scripted. I want to put you on the spot. And today I want to talk to you about the water crisis, all the shootings and the killings in Flint, all the things that we put people in the office, and I can say boldly that they may be there, but they're not doing nothing for us people. And I'm tired, and the people are tired. So we know that we have to have change. It has to change. Because if they were for us, we would see some things, and we haven't seen anything. The Flint people, we still haven't received any money at all. They're cutting off our water. They're not helping us at all. We're sick. Like I told you before, I'm sick.
Right.
I live in the Flint community, and they're not doing anything. I live on the north side. They don't do anything for us. And I'm one that go to meetings, and I attend, and I ask questions because I'm trying to get help, not only for the people, but for myself. So I can speak boldly, and I can say that my concerns are real. Maybe that's why it happened to me, so that I could feel the pain of other people that have sicknesses, and their children are sick, and their children are dying. And that's close to a mother's heart, to see her son killed on the street. A little 10-year-old was shot the other night. All of these terrible things that are happening in our city. And you want us to put you into office, which we're gonna have to. We're gonna have to put you into office because they're not doing anything for us. I've invited them to come, they won't come, but you guys are coming. So apparently you want us to know. So we the people, we wanna know, what you gonna do for us? Help us. Go ahead, Tim.
If I can say this, the residents of Genesee County might not, the untruth or mistruth that they're being told, they might not understand what's really going on in Flint. You know, you can tell the residents in Genesee County that the crime is not happening in Flint and all that good stuff, but you ask any Flint residents who live in that city, in any area of the city, what's going on, and they'll tell you. Gunshots, disrespect, total disrespect for the law in a lot of areas. They know people who's getting killed right next door to them. Their homes is getting shot up. You know, it's a spirit of unlawfulness going on right now, and the city of Flint is not doing anything about it, meaning the officials who's in those positions, and they are downplaying it. They're downplaying it like it's not happening, but ask any resident, and they'll tell you, it's out of control. It's out of control. And it's out of control because you have individuals down there who do not know how to police or protect the citizens in our city. And it's not, and the protection is not there right now.
You asked Pastor Cynthia what would we do, and what I would do is I would listen. I would listen to the concerns of the people, because sometimes we have blind spots and we don't know what we don't know. But when you sit down and you talk to a resident, or you go knock on that door and you hear what their concerns are, then they have a voice, and they'll have a set of ears from, if I were elected Judge Tabitha Marsh. I would hold town halls on a regular, consistent basis to make sure that I understand what it is that the people need and what it is that the people want. We serve as elected officials. Elected officials serve at the pleasure of the people. If the people decide that they no longer want that person in office, the people are the ones with the powers to remove that person from office. So I think it's very important that there not be a disconnect between the people and the elected officials that serve them. We need to listen, and we need to hear what they have to say, and then we need to do something about what their concerns are.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Attitude reflects leadership. And the main thing here is when you see elected officials breaking the law, it's double standards, it's two sets of laws. And when you seeing it live play out on TV, just like I spoke earlier about GISD, they taking millions of dollars. They got caught in an audit taking $527,000. Nothing happened to them. When you see stuff like that going on, the people on the streets are saying, you know what, if they doing it, why do I have to follow the law?
Exactly.
You have a environment now that is reckless, from DC all the way to local
That's a good way of putting it.
officials. And, you know, give you an example. You have blue code, you have military. In the military, we didn't say what happened on the battlefield.
That's true.
We have a code of silence. How can we ask the people on the street to say, turn your friend in so that we can fix the streets, when the people that's in these positions not turning their friends in? So it's a double standard, and people attitudes are like that. And then you have, like I interviewed a young lady yesterday where they turned off her water. She has kids, and they told her they'd be back out to turn her water on. You adding to stress, you adding to anxiety. These people have a sense of hopelessness. And if you're not working with these people and these individuals right then and there,
That's right.
they're gonna take out their frustration on the next person. It's just like a person going home after a hard day at work, and they taking their work home with them.
That's
And
right.
they take it out on their wives, their kids,
That's good.
or somebody like that. Until we put people in position, and that's why I'm asking you to vote for me, that will fight for the individual to where it lessens their fight, because they give you phone numbers to call,
Right.
they don't answer. Now that's another issue.
That's right.
Then when they do answer, they tell you to call this person, they tell you to call this person, and then that last person tell you to go right back to the first person, because that's just like me going to the mall. We go in the mall with my fiance, we go to the first store, she pick up an item. We walk through the whole mall for about 2 hours looking for the same item, and she find that the first store was the cheapest, and we spent 2 hours in there. I'm mad now. So, I mean, it's just like that. So,
And to piggyback on what Art just said, one of the main problems that we have is that we elect these officials and then we don't see them again.
That's
until
right.
it's election time again.
That's true.
Okay?
That's right.
It's one thing I know about Art is that if he does win, I'm gonna see Art. Cause I see Art everywhere I go. Art is in the community. He's getting the pulse of the residents, and he's not afraid to work. And the problem is in Flint, we need all hands on deck.
That's it.
Okay? How many judges do you see in our community? I generally only see Judge Marable doing different events in our community. okay? We need people to work with mentoring groups. We need people to sit on boards. I know I work with the Alpha Esquire mentoring group. I work with Big Brothers Big Sisters. I work at Mount Olive Church's board for community development. I work on Quinn Chapel's board. I am involved and invested in this community, and we have to have our elected officials also involved and invested.
That's
They
right.
can't just show up every 4 years or every 6 years and ask for your vote. They have to be out here on the grind. And if they're not gonna do that, we gotta put somebody else in that seat.
That's right.
I guess I wanna kinda go back to your original question,
Come on.
which was about, crime and what's going on in the community. First of all, I live not too far from a very notorious apartment complex in the southern end of the town that has killings all the time. So I hear gunshots too. And it wasn't like that when I was a kid, but I've lived here my whole life. I'm committed to this community. And, people have spoken about elected officials that don't do this or don't do that. I hope that in the 20 years that I've been on the bench, that I have been active in the community. I have, and I appreciate Mr. Feaster for recognizing that. Because my role as a judge is very limited. I have to rule on the cases that are in front of me. And that's basically, my job. But I do things well outside of those boundaries, okay? I've been active in many community groups, but I think it's important for me to set a particular tone as well. That's one of the reasons why we established the Judge Marable Student of the Month program. And this was back in 2004. And this is a program that we started out with just Flint kids, but it's countywide. Because, children don't get to decide where they live, their parents
right.
do.
Right.
So we said, we've got to go countywide so all the kids have an
Give it a
opportunity.
chance.
One of the main reasons we established this program is to encourage kids to take their education and career goals seriously. If you have a kid who is doing that, they are less likely to drop out of school, they're less likely to become involved in crime. A kid that's focused is less likely to be a problem and cause some of the issues that we're talking about. We focus in on 10th graders. In addition to the Student of the Month program, we established a program to recognize senior citizens in the community that have done community service. I think that we are judged by how we treat those people in the dawn of life, the young people, and how we treat those people in the twilight of life. That's a tongue twister. How we treat the people in the twilight of life, our elderly people. And that's a tone that I've set for all of this time. So, and one more thing I want to I gotta say, there's an old boys network. There's a good old boy and girl network in this county. In the judicial system, in the political system in general. And I've never been a part of that. And I think anybody who knows me and has followed my career could probably tell you that. I mean, I've spoken out on issues that you're supposed to be hush-hush about, like the merger of 67th and 68th District Court. It was really more of a takeover.
Right.
I spoke out against that publicly, and there have been other issues too.
Yes.
I mean, the sheriff sued me. The previous sheriff sued me personally because I wouldn't let a violent person out on tether. Okay, somebody who was accused of doing a drive-by shooting, because I wouldn't let them out on tether when they went to the hospital. I wanted that person guarded at the hospital by a sheriff deputy. I mean, one, you don't want anything to happen to anybody else in the hospital. You don't want anything to happen to him. You don't want somebody, who maybe he has the beef with to come to the hospital. And the sheriff literally sued me in court. Now fortunately, the circuit court ruled in my favor and said it's judges who set bond conditions.
That's right.
All right? But, I'm not a part of this little club. Never have been. And, I don't want to take up too much time.
Oh, you got plenty of time. Go
No,
ahead.
but,
We have an hour, Judge. You go right.
well, but it's important, I know that, you're talking about public officials, and I hope I'm not, some one of the bad ones that you're talking
Oh,
about.
no.
But, there is a culture around here to get along, or to go along to get along. And, that's never been my style. I mean, I don't go to politicians and say endorse me and put them on their names on literature. That's not something that I do.
That's good.
And I don't do it for a couple of reasons. One, there's strings always attached in
Always some
politics.
strings. That's right.
If they do that, they want something back. The second thing is, I don't necessarily need to have their enemies on my, against me.
Exactly.
And, as a practical matter, I've been in office for 20 years. If my record can't speak for myself, then, so be it.
That's right. You got a good record, Judge.
But that's,
You got a good record.
we sometimes do have to step outside of our roles, and that's really what you were talking about in terms of, servicing the community. And so I'll leave it there.
Go ahead, Tim, because we got a few more minutes on the radio.
Okay, well, when you talk about crime and what's going on in the city of Clinton, that's what you first alluded to. What happened here is we're not proactive anymore, and we're just reacting. And that's what was going on when I first stepped in that office. But I set up a series of programs that was actually being proactive to crime, and that's what brought the crime down. And when it was done away with, now crime done shot up, 160-some%, 180-some%, and listen to them tell it, and they're denying that, but it's their stats. And actually Channel 12 reported it, the state police reported it, the crime is totally up in Flint. And why is that? It's because Flint is not being looked upon as being important enough for people that actually should be down there running the city, but they're down there running for an office right now. And I'm talking about across the board. So what do you have? You have a city really down there with people that's up under them that's actually in charge, and they're the ones who's running it, and it speaks for itself. We don't have to sit here and put nobody down. The crime speaks for itself. What's going on in that city speaks for itself. And everyone sitting in this room, including every citizen in Flint and the citizen in Genesee County, because they don't have to live in Flint. They work in Flint, they drive through Flint every day, so they're seeing it too. They're seeing it too.
Exactly. Go ahead.
One of the things that you hear a lot, and I go to meetings every Thursday, is that I ask them during violent crimes, anything like that, where are the crisis counselors? Every time you hear the media in other communities, they say crisis counselors is on the scene. Why don't we hear about that in the city of Flint?
And we have
And we have a pilot program going on at Hurley right now, and I want to get